What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from the Steel City Renegades. And if you need auto parts, there's only one place that I know I go, and that's Detroit Auto Parts. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. They have two convenient locations on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, call 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. So don't forget, if you need any parts for your vehicle today, reach out to Detroit Auto Parts, the official home and auto parts store of Redline Radio LLC. What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here, the host of Money's Crazy Mind and Steel City Renegades. And you know, Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state-of-the-art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234-334-7547 today. Again, that's 234-334-7547.
What's going on, everybody? It is Tim Buck 2 from Tim Buck Tuesday. And you know, I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time. Yo, Dave, I really appreciate you letting me do my thing over here at Redline Radio LLC.
Tim, ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Hey, well, you know I love them chicken wings. I got a couple buddies that's trying to come on and do a podcast. You got anything for them?
Heck yeah, we do. Just have them give me a call.
Bet. I'll have them call 440-503-0828.
Tim, don't forget to tell them that we're available on all social media platforms.
And you can't forget about the Redline Radio LLC app on the Google Play Store.
Damn, how'd I forget about that?
You was probably thinking about them little people again.
Damn, I probably was.
That's cool. They just trying to be a part of the winningest radio station in Cleveland.
And we got the hardware to prove it.
What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from Money's Crazy Mind. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that sometimes after my trash has been picked up, man, does my garbage can smell like, well, trash. Well, if you have the same problem that I'm having, then you can reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC. They offer trash can cleaning and pressure washing. Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning is locally owned, eco-friendly trash can cleaning service in Northwest Ohio, serving North Ridgeville and the surrounding areas. You can reach Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC at 440-752-1533 or at their website, ftbcusa.com, or you can email Brandon at brandon@ftbcusa.com, or you can check them out on Facebook, FTBCUSA. And of course, if you mention Redline Radio while you book a service, you receive 10% off the first service. That's an awesome deal. And don't forget to reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning Service LLC today.
Oh, yeah. We have a surprise for you bitches tonight. Well, it's a morning time. The man, the myth, the legend, the beast within, Jeff James is live.
Yeah. It's good to be here. Great to be here this afternoon. Yeah.
Why
Wow.
don't you try a juicy good hot dog?
Yeah, juicy good
delicious.
hot dogs. That's good right now. Yeah, loud and local, baby.
Loud and fucking local in the house. Feeling good. How you feel?
Feel amazing, man.
Yeah, I do too. I got a lot to talk about today. Yeah. You like the new theme music?
I do. That is amazing. I love it, man. I used to play Rock Band and Guitar Hero with my cousin, and we used to play that song forever and ever and ever. Like literally, it was like until you get it right.
Yeah, I love that song. I never actually sat down and tried to play it on guitar. I might do that this afternoon. I got the whole day off. It's gonna be fucking great.
Hey.
Yeah. So I got a lot to say today. I wanted to go live today. I was gonna pre-record the show so later I could chat in and be like, hey, this is Jeff and I'm here live with you guys, and talking to you, especially like the haters. But after last show and watching some of the comments, I was like, you know what? Fuck around and find out. So
talk your shit.
Yeah, and talk my shit. I got a lot of shit to say about Quadraphonic Desperation, the old band I was in. And, so that intro song, right, makes me think about knocking out the lead guitar player in the band. I think about it. I'm not going to do that. That would be stupid. But anyway, this is going to be a show full of music and full of redemption. So I'm going to kick it off. We're going to listen to a song right off the rip. This is Massive Hot Dog Recall. And it's called Peep Show.
Delicious.
Standing next to you in the vestibule, you dropped your mail, I picked it up for you because you smiled and I'm demented. I consider this relationship cemented. Why complicate things with self-control? I can see you staring right through my peephole. I stand behind you on the elevator. I smell your hair, so I remember later, yeah. I know we never spoken, but because I'm broken, I pretend that you're my lady. Yeah. Frilly liberties in the laundry room. I keep sweating at the memory of your perfume. You take the garbage out, I watch you do it. It's so intimate when I'm sifting through it, yeah. I know we never spoken, but because I'm broken, I pretend that you're my lady. Yeah. And if you find out what I'm all about, you will never be my lady. Yeah. Saw a moving van parked on our sidewalk. I'm panic-stricken, baby. Let's pretend to talk. Why are you doing this? Because I can't commit. You broke up with me and didn't even know it, yeah. I know we never spoken, but because I'm broken, I pretend that you're my lady. And if you find out what I'm all about, you will never be my lady.
I like this.
Isn't that great?
I like that.
Man, that's great. I mean, it has like jazz, blues guitar, pop, punk. Man, that song's great.
Hey, yeah, that song was magic. You'll never be my lady.
All right.
I like that.
Sitting in the vestibule. I love that, man. Sitting on the sidewalk. That's freaking great. I'm not sure if that's the lyrics, but don't quote me on that. Massive Hot Dog Recall. Cool name. We played them at the Piston Power Show. That
Yeah,
was
I remember the cover.
lead out song. I believe this song I played for Lisa when she listened to it. And then has hard rock elements. It's really cool. They're from Kent, Ohio. And trying to get them to play some shows with me. I mean, wouldn't that be a fun band to watch?
That would definitely be fun. I would definitely love to see that.
Right. And all their music is it's so different, but still has that element of ska. Love it. That's really good. So yeah, I wanted to talk about a few things today. I saw some of the comments last week. Tim, I don't mind if people cut on me. I just don't want them cutting on my friends and my family. That's not cool. And so I made a few notes so I wouldn't forget. And I want to say this. Little bitches who are not men hide behind fake names, say awful things. And then it made me think that somebody that would do something like that was nothing in life. They're losers, They breed hate, It's a bad thing, and I didn't really like that. So I'm going to be real today and tell a few stories. And also at the same time, Tim, I'm a good Christian. I'm work in progress. So I was thinking about this morning when I woke up. What I'm going to do is take the day off from being a good Christian. It's my cheat day.
Satan's not here today. You know that, right?
I can't help it. It's like when here we go. It's like when I talk to girls. I mean, I'm just going to say what's on my mind. I just can't help it. And that's what's going through my head is Satan. I'm feeling a little evil today. So I'm sorry, Tim.
No, you got to let them know how you feel, bro.
Yeah, so I want to talk about Quadraphonic Desperation. It was the band I was in for a long time. I thought, good friends with those guys, Rob and Dave. We had a bunch of different drummers. I would say like maybe 4 or 5. You guys could correct me when you chime in. So, yeah, I was friends with you guys. I lived in Dave's house. And at one point, Crystal moved in and we had the back bedroom. And I think I was with you, Dave, for a year. And I considered you a really good friend. So I was in the band. And, I have to say that, to be truthfully honest, and I'm real about it, so I was not the best musician of the band. I was a rhythm guitar player, intermediate level at best. I practiced hard though. I learned my parts. Couldn't play lead guitar. I sucked at lead guitar at the time. I just, it just didn't click for me, And Rob, who was our lead guitar player, which was an excellent guitar player, he told me one time, he goes, Jeff, one day it's just going to click. You're going to be playing and you're going to feel the flow and you're going to go for it. And that is exactly what happened. Taught myself to play lead guitar. Just like Rob had told me, he goes, I looked at my instrument one day and he goes, I'm either going to learn this thing or I'm going to throw it away and not do it because there's no in between. So I felt the same way. And then I learned to play guitar. So I saw that one comment that Mark Berry put up about, I found you a guitar player. First of all, that's not Mark Berry. Mark Berry is a legend in his field, a high value man, you would say. He produced so many amazing bands, like Billy Idol and so many great bands, Duran Duran. So Mark Berry would never write that to me. And Mark Berry knows I'm a good guitar player. I've worked really hard since I left Quadraphonic Desperation. You think I just sat on my hands and didn't play? I played this whole time. I got to the point where I could, and Sean Henze, if you're listening, you helped me play to a click track. I got that in my head now. I got the metronome going. So I learned to play lead guitar, and just like you, Rob, I use a wah pedal. Got some other pedals I like to use too. So yeah, I'm a guitar player, and I found that comment coming from Mark Berry insulting, because Mark would never say that to me. Mark would never even chime in under a fake name. He'd put his face up there because he's a real man. He doesn't hide. You guys remind me of the two dudes that hide in the Wizard of Oz. The guy in his tower, remember? The Grand Wizard. That's what you guys are. You're fake. So, I mean, I was telling Tim before the show, if I was to go on and insult Tim on the show, which would never happen, but if I did, I would use my real name. I'd want Tim to know, hey, this is Jeff here, blah, blah, blah. You know, so I don't hide behind anything. So talking about Quad, you know, like I said, we were all good friends. We all jammed together. I spent a lot of time in rehearsal rooms with you, getting high. Me talking about getting bitches and you guys not getting any. I even tried to give you my sloppy seconds and you guys couldn't handle it. They even turned you down. So whatever, you know, say whatever you want about me. I was with Crystal a long time. She came and supported every fucking show. And when I quit your band and you said those harmful, hateful words to her, and you ripped on her about her weight and the way she looks, that was not cool. And I knew that day when you guys wrote that stuff to me, I knew that day that you, how you really felt about me and felt about her, who supported you in your shows, bought you guys drinks and food. She treated you guys good. She had money and you used her for it, and then treated me badly. So that was the day that I was like, yeah, I'm totally out. And let me tell you how that happened, just to set the record straight, right? I was fooling around on Facebook. I put up there, I'm ready to retire. And then the drummer, Anthony, wrote me, and he's like, what do you mean retire? I go, retire from everything. I'm tired, bro. And I was just joking around, and he fucking took that and ran. Jeff quit the band. Jeff's out. He's not playing with us anymore. And then I get all these mean texts from Rob and Dave. And you know what? At that point, I wasn't even quitting the band. I'll be honest, I thought about it probably a dozen times when we played together. When we did that festival and you made me sing a song that I definitely couldn't hit the notes, how embarrassing that was for me, and telling me it was a democracy and we've all voted, and I had to go out and do a song that I never even rehearsed. That was fucked up. You made me look like an asshole on stage. It was embarrassing. And I had to sing all the way through because showmanship, right? Whatever. You guys are egotistical assholes, and that's why I quit the band. And I'll tell you, the night before, when I was really thinking about it, we're in rehearsal, and I was playing my guitar, and I didn't like the way it sounded. So I went over to the amp, and I was screwing with the knobs, remember? And you and Dave started laughing. And I knew what you were laughing about. I'm not stupid. Here goes Jeff, the untalented guitar player, going to play with, fiddle with his knobs, right? So, you know, I go over, and what does Dave say? What do you know about sound? What do you know about tone? You're trying to find your tone. You're like Casey. You know, Casey was our out of print before Quad became Quad, and basically kicked Casey out, and I took over his vocals. Yeah, so you made that insult towards me, and that's when I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm done with your stupid asses. So, you know, I know, and I'm not stupid. I know that it's you guys that are chiming in and saying all those hateful things, and that's fine, you know. So Dave and Rob, this show is dedicated to you guys. You know, I know that I was a good impact to the band because after you guys went on without me, using my songs, and songs that I had written, and then you guys decided to rewrite them, with your female singer. You guys failed, right? You failed. And now you're just coming back at me because you're bitter and hateful and you want to hurt me. Well, you haven't hurt me. If anything, I'm going to start speaking my truth and I'm going to start playing the songs that I wrote in quad. You have no control over my 25% share, which I never saw. You know? Rob, you decided to pay Mark Berry, I don't know, was it $10,000, $12,000 that you borrowed from Daddy to come to Cleveland and record the album? Yeah, it was a great idea, but we could have used that money in so many different ways. Mark, you know, no offense. It was expensive. But, you know, you're fucking worth it. You're an incredible producer. You made an amazing album, which I'm going to play a track today. Matter of fact, I'm going to take like a 5-minute break and we're going to play, the next song is going to be Quadraphonic Desperation. It's Bring It Back Home. And yeah, Bring It Back Home by Quadraphonic Desperation. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And I might even leave my mic live so I can sing along. I wrote the song, I wrote the lyrics, and I wrote a lot of those guitar parts. This is Bring It Back Home, Quadraphonic Desperation, my old band. And leave me off. You like this?
I like that stuff.
It's a good song. Rob wrote the intro. I demanded with the special effects in the beginning. You can see the street lights, sun is shining, windows down, bring it back home. There's a sickness rising, we have a moment disguising the days are dying, bring it back home. There's no time like now. There's no words to stall. It's your life. It is your life, man. You gotta live it. You gotta speak your truth. There's no time like now. There's no words to stall. It's your life. Stand tall. Yeah. Great drums, right?
I like everything.
Dave was good on bass. Not denying any of those things. Aliens will be coming. This race is winding down. Time is dying. Flames are dancing. The plants are crashing down. A woman is crying. I always love this part right here. There's no time like now. There's no words to stall. It's your life. There's no time like now. There's no words to stall. It's your life. Stand tall. Yeah. Fuck yeah! This song kicked ass. I love playing this song, man. I miss that shit. I love the way the song ends.
I love this.
It reminds me of the Beatles. I always thought that when I listened to it. The guys in the band wrote the ending. Rob wrote it, and then Dave played along with the drums. And I just let my guitar bleed out at the end.
That was amazing, dude.
Thanks, man. That was a great song. I got to write the chorus to it. You know, the part where it's like stand tall. That was me on guitar. In the studio, though, Rob played everything. I only contributed maybe one part.
Move the ashtray up.
Yeah. My bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Well, at least we weren't, you couldn't see me. So
Right. Could have been. It's an instant.
Yeah, that's the incentive there. So yeah, that was Quadraphonic Desperation. That was my band. That was produced by Mark Berry. He came all the way from Toronto and stayed in Cleveland for a week. We recorded it at I think it was called Greek Village Studios, I think in North Royalton. It was like a warehouse. It was cool. Yeah, so I had fun recording that album. I'm not going to deny that either. I'm not going to deny that Rob and Dave were better musicians than me at the time. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. Rob, you've only heard me play very little. Probably stuff I've released on the radio. I'm sure you listen. I know you do because I know your guitar teacher and guitar advisor, Tom, is a friend of mine on Reverb Nation. I don't know if we're friends. He probably just listens. Oh, that felt really good.
Bless you.
Bless me. So, yeah, Quadraphonic Desperation. I quit your band, and you're bitter and hateful. So, and I just want to say one more time, men who hide behind fake names are not real men. They're boys, pretending to be men. You guys are in your 40s. Don't you think it's time to grow up, man? I grew up. I had no choice but to grow up. I had something happen to me that forced me to grow up. And never look back. Also, I do want to give a shout out to someone that is also hateful. Rachel, you chime in all the time on Redline when I do shows. And I'm going to say this to you, and this is not a very nice thing to say. And I'm not being a good Christian today, so fuck it. Narcissistic, psychopath. You deserve nothing in life. You deserve your shit life. You deserve not to have any money and not to have any future. You push good men away. And I loved you. I really did. And that trip in Vegas was, and I'll say this too, best time I ever had in my life. I was with somebody that I was in love with, and at the time you still had a boyfriend who stayed at home with your kids. Yeah, so I just want you to know that I know that you chime in. And you can continue to do so as much as you want. Saying anybody that wants to chime in right now, I don't see any messages. I find that pretty funny today. Normally you guys chime in every time. So that was my band Quad. Did you like it?
I did. I really liked the way it, like you said, I liked the way it ended. Like how it just takes a whole like slow down pace. Is like it was perfect.
It's kind of like I always think about Quad's songs. We have a whole album, and every show I play from now on, I plan on playing the track. There's a lot of that stuff I wrote. a lot of stuff that's super personal songs that I can't even play at home anymore or even listen to. Like My Heart Beats, I wrote that for Crystal. I can't even listen to it. You know, a lot of times I thought when I first started my show that we could go back and make up and be friends again. I thought of you guys as my best friends, you know? Makes me tear up a little bit sitting here thinking about it. I thought we could do a reunion show. I thought that'd be really cool. You know, I do show promotions. You know, I own my own company, Black Rose Media Group, and we're doing concerts. You know, not big concerts, you know, middle of the road. We're going to pack the place, and, you know, we're going to have a good time. And my entourage is going to be there, Tim, Lisa, Lee, Dave, Mark Berkner, anybody that wants to go, and you're more than welcome to come. You know, you never know in life. It's very open-ended. You know, there's not a lot of rules to life. And you never know. Maybe we can make up. You know, I wouldn't mind that. I liked hanging out with you guys. But I'm not against a reunion show. I'd do it. The difference is this time I'm a much better guitar player. And, you know, Rob, maybe I could show you a few things. You know, you have a pretty big ego. And, you know, I'll say again, the reason I left the band was because, you know, we put that album out. It was really good, and we started playing some really big shows. And we even talked about touring China. I remember Mark was going to get us on that festival. I remember us sitting around talking like, okay, these are the things we can't say on stage. We can't swear. They find that against the law in their country, and they'll lock us up in prison. And they don't fucking play around. Look what North Korea did to that dude, you know, for stealing the poster. And by the way, I have a friend that's in Korea right now. Kevin, be careful. I know you're by the DMZ. So I just want to give you a shout out. But, yeah, I mean, whatever, man. It is what it is. How things happen in life. And, you know, Tim, you know, your show's all about life.
Absolutely.
You know, life takes you on many different paths. And so I'll talk about this because I want to bring her up. Elisa, who me and Tim both love, right?
We love you, Lisa.
I know you're watching and listening. I think you haven't said Jeff one time. Jeff! You always say that to me, you know, like if I say something wrong and bad. But, you know, the show's not over, so you never know. But there was a few things said on the show last week. Innuendo. Speculation. But I'm here to set the story straight. Me and Lisa are good friends. I love Lisa. She believes in me. Like I said last week when I was talking to my mom, she believes in me and it's inspiring to me. I have two women in my life, besides my mom and my sister, that believe in me. And I'll say their names, Lisa and Linda. I love both of you for being so good to me because I've never had a woman be so good to me besides my mom and my sister. So, you know, people see that interaction, and maybe I do flirt with her on the show. You know, it's fun. You know, I like to see her laugh. You know, like how I was making fun of your dance. You know, it's just all in fun. So people might look and think that we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's not the case whatsoever. We're just teammates. Like she talks to me about Tim. She tells me about his show and how I should listen to certain things. You know. We talk about show stuff. And when we went out to the show, we were very professional for Redline. So I'm just here to set the record straight. You know, I love you, Lisa. And you are my Power Ranger. So activate show chemistry. So I just want to say that I appreciate everything you do for me. So what I want to do is play another song. Tim, if we could roll into... I think they're called Painkiller. I know her as the growling queen of electronicore. I'm friends with her on Instagram. And long before I ever listened to any of her music, she's been writing me, and she's very inspiring too. And she's from Germany. I know she wants to call in. So after we play the song, Tim will announce the call-in number. And if you want to call from Germany and say hello, that'd be cool. So we're loud and local. This is
news spreading
Painkiller.
of some of them exploding in anger.
All right.
It seems a dangerous virus has been released, transforming both metal and mainstream listeners into different forms of undead, demons, and zombies. If possible, please stay at home and be cautious.
What'd you think of that one?
I like that one. Yeah, that was fire.
That was cool. Yeah, that was cool, right?
That was fire. I like that.
That middle section where it's that dubstep sound,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then the crazy heavy vocals. Yeah, I watched some of the music videos, and in Germany they have a total different type of censorship going on. But I saw some of the music videos she had, and there's some topless stuff going on, and she's got nice breasts.
Hey.
I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I think maybe the guy that's in the band with her, the guitar player, is her boyfriend. I'm not sure, but you will open up the phone lines. Tim will give you the number if you do want to call in from Germany. I know you said it to me this morning when we were talking that, you wouldn't mind calling in, and I know you're listening. So feel free to call in or just get on YouTube and send me a message and a shout out. We could talk that way.
Yep.
That'd be pretty cool.
We can send you an email. We can do a video.
We could do whatever you want. So we're in a different studio today. So I don't know what was going on with the Zoom with all the different ones. I love the echo on Greg. That was great. And I like how the haters were like, Echo. Like, you don't think we know? It was some crazy shit. We had a waterfall going on in the background of Carla. Yeah. So, oh yeah, that comment you said to Carla about calling her Haggis Head, that was not cool. That's Mark Berry's artist. Mark Berry, who you paid $12,000 to come to Cleveland. The legend. Mark Berry, you said that shit about his artist. I laughed when I saw that. I was like, oh God. You know, it's one thing when you say something about me, but you know that's slander against him and her. That's just bad all around. And I don't know if you're still a musician, you're still out playing, or if you're writing songs with Dave, Cross-Eyed Burr. I don't know. And hey, Tim, I'll tell you this one thing. And I thought about this, and I heard it here, Lisa, in my head. Don't say it. Don't say it. Jeff, no. But here we go. Dave Burr was like 120 pounds wet. He was skinny as shit. He had that skin disease or skin problem on his face. You know, what is it called? Psoriasis or whatever. When your face peels, your body peels. You remind me of like a snake shedding its skin. Yeah, I don't know if that was funny or not. But yeah, he was really tiny, and I don't think that dude ever got laid. And I would assume today he still is a virgin. The last time he saw a pussy was the moment he slid out of his mom's cooch. So yeah, that's what I have to say about you, Dave, because you said some god awful things about me. And I did say to you that if I ever saw you out at a jam session, I would break your jaw. So I do apologize for saying that. I would never hit anyone out of anger ever again in my life. Only unless threatened with death would I fight back. I would never start a fight or anything like that. And, so I apologize for saying that to you. Yeah, it probably freaked you out at the time. Yeah, and Rob, I apologize for any of the harmful things I may have said to you. And I'm sure you don't offer the same apology to me, but that's okay. And I'm okay with that. So, Tim, what I want to do is I want to break away from talking shit about Quad, and because I don't want you to, rule my whole life here. So I have some stuff I want to talk about the news. And we used to call this thing called Breaking Spine News. And I did a lot of research this week. And I also hear Lisa in my head, don't talk about the Rock Hall. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Rock Hall of Fame, or I like to call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I want to say about them. But first of all, have you guys seen the stories about Mick Mars and Motley Crue? Have you heard any of that?
I haven't.
So Mick Mars left the band. He left the band because he has a spinal disorder where he just can't play live anymore. And I guess in the contract for Motley Crue, it said that if you don't play live, then you're no longer part of this member of this band, because part of being a member of this band is touring.
Josephine Schultz.
What's that?
Josephine Schultz.
Yeah, that might be her. What'd she say?
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me on tonight. I am here. I just can't get a phone connection.
That's okay. Leave me a few messages. We'll talk back and forth this way. I like that idea. I'm going to read some news and, chime in if you like. So Mick Mars, left the band, and then Motley Crue's agency said this, and then what happened was the agency said, we'll give Mick Mars 5% royalties, and Mick Mars is like, dude, I've been with the band 41 years. I wrote most of these songs. I want a bigger cut. And then Nikki Sixx came out, the bass player from Motley Crue, and said, we've been supporting Mick Mars for years. We've wanted to kick him out, but we stayed with him because he was a member of the band. Now, I find that hard to believe because I listened to Mick Mars' isolated tracks just recently, and his timing and chord changes were spot on. So I think that's just sour grapes. I'm not sure, but yeah. So there's a feud and a lawsuit happening, and which basically says that Mick Mars is being cut out of his percentage, which is probably true. But I did some research on Mick Mars, on his net worth, because I wanted to see how much money he had and what he has going on. His last name is really Mick Deal, Deal. I wonder where Mars came from. I'm not sure. Maybe he likes Mars bars. Maybe he likes the planet Mars. You know? Maybe he saw the movie Martians. I don't know.
Was it when Mars attacks or something like that? What
Yeah,
was the
when
name?
Mars attacks.
Wasn't that it?
Wasn't that where they played the high pitch? And their heads exploded.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that was great. Remember when they did the surgery and put the dog's head on the woman's head on the dog's body? That was great. She never looked better. So yeah, I looked up Mick Mars, his net worth and stuff. He's a single guy. He's divorced. He's got, I believe, 3 kids. He lives in a very luxurious house. I think he's in like Malibu or something. I'm not sure. Mick Mars, if you're out there, feel free to chime in. No, you're not watching, but if you were, you could call. So Mick Mars's net worth is $0.3 million a month. He's 71 years old. Mick, I don't think you even really need to worry about any of those royalties. I think you should tell Motley Crue to suck your dick and move on. I think you should start your own band. Call it the Mick Mars Expedition or To Mars and Back. I don't know. I'm giving you names. But yeah, his net worth is $75 million. His salary from Motley Crue is $5 million. Tim, that's a lot of money.
Hell yeah, it is. God, $5 million a year?
I'd be happy with $250,000 a year.
Yes.
That I could retire with that.
Jesus Christ. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm aiming for that $5 million.
Yeah, I would like to make $1 million, you know. This year, I set a goal for myself to make 6 figures. Not that far off. I think I could make up the 40,000 in show promotions once I really get rolling. I just haven't really started yet. I'm trying to build up for the big show on June 17th at the Foundry. Here's a plug for you. Yeah, so Mick Mars makes a lot of cash. Mick Mars is a lucky man. Mick Mars is retired. He could retire and never pick up a guitar again. You know he will. You know he's going to record an album. He'll probably get that Carmine Appice, who he's buddies with, to play drums. Yeah, so also, you know, about Motley Crue. Do you know that Motley Crue has never been nominated for the Rock Hall of Fame? Ever? Not even mentioned. Motley Crue said that they believe that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has banned them from nominations for whatever reason that is. Motley Crue is the top hair metal band. I mean, if you were like Metallica, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Led Zeppelin, those are marquee bands that made it big, man. Real big. They made a movie about fucking Motley Crue, The Dirt. Machine Gun Kelly played a part in it. What was he, Tommy Lee? God, I hate that guy.
Who, Tommy Lee or
No, Machine Gun Kelly, he's just, he annoys me. He's such a whiny little bitch. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, Mick Mars, dude's making money. Even if he just did nothing all day long, he's still making 5% of all that money. What's 5% of like millions and millions, dude? He's raking in money and just sitting on his couch. Dude, move on. Fuck Motley Crue. I know you just want to stick it to him. Like I wanted to stick it to Quad, you know? I never saw any of my 25%. I put money into the band. Remember when I gave you my whole income tax check to record? Then had to lie to Crystal about it and say I didn't get one? Yeah. I wonder if she ever thought that. Can't believe I pulled that one off. Yeah, that.
Well, we know she knows now.
Yeah, I think she knew as soon as she crossed. She's like, that motherfucker. Motherfucker. That's why she didn't cross right away and she was haunting me. You know? I never thought of you as haunting me. I loved it. Waiting for every little crazy moment that would happen after that. So, yeah, getting back to the news. So the Rock Hall, I did some investigation on them. So I'm going to drop another bomb. Tim's looking for an explosion. I'm looking. There's a good one. That was a missile. You remember Stripes as Sergeant Hulka? You ever seen that movie? Yeah, I love that part. Remember when they hear the incoming and they've never heard that sound before? And they're like, and they all scatter in different directions. That was fucking great. And Sergeant Hulka gets blown up. Yeah, man, that fucking movie is great. Yeah. Made you want to join the army. Yeah. It was totally not like that movie, trust me. So, yeah, the Rock Hall is in the news a lot. I looked up dozens of articles on them last night, reading. I didn't go to bed till like 4. So there was an article in Cleveland.com, and it said, and I have to read this, Rock Hall is a boomer tomb that marginalizes women. Cleveland.com, it was on there. I'm not sure if they said it or if it was an article, so you can set me straight and tell me the truth. You know, Matt, if you're out there, you know, you seem to be our resident guy that knows everything, so chime in if you like and tell me. So, yeah. And I was right last week when I read about, you know, Courtney Love, what she said about women in the Rock Hall. And then, you know, there was a comment that said, who cares about what happened 40 years ago? Well, I do. I know a lot of people do. Let's talk about gay rights. I'm sure those guys care about what happened 40 years ago. I'm sure Rosa Parks and what happened all those years ago about sitting on the back of the bus and all that other bullshit. I bet they care about that shit, right? Don't you think, Tim?
They definitely care.
Yeah. So that's history. You can't erase history. As much as the liberal agenda wants to erase history, we're not going to do that. I mean, I agree with some of those statues being torn down, especially, you know, if they promoted slavery, and that's god awful. You know, that we did that in the United States. That's just, it boggles the mind. I mean, when you think about it in today's day and age, that just, how could that ever be? You know, one thing, Tim, I always say is black athletes are far more superior than white athletes. And it's a proven fact in the NBA, right?
Pretty much.
I'm not wrong about that. I always wondered why in slavery, why they just didn't run away. Because they're so much faster. You know? How the fuck could you catch them? And they're stronger. They beat the shit out of you. You only get one shot in that gun. You miss and you're in trouble, right?
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. And they could gang up on you. Yeah, it'd be an ass whooping. Little white man with his whip. You only get one crack. And then you're going to get fucking mauled. Yeah, I always laughed about that to myself, wondering why, you know, they didn't gang up on him. But I guess it was, you know, they were put down so much and beaten that, you know, I guess it's hard to rise up. So, you know, in life, sometimes you just have to rise up. And there always is an uprising, you know. Eventually, you know, people will take back the government. I'm not promoting Illuminati or anything like that. And let me give you the signal, Illuminati, you're out there. I love how you guys write me all the time on Instagram asking me if I want to join the Illuminati. I don't even know what the Illuminati is, and I don't have the time to research that bullshit. So going back to the Rock Hall, yeah, so they called them a boomer tomb, which we both kind of knew because I read about last week how 31 of the panelists are all older men. So yeah. And then I looked into how they nominate people, right? So a nomination form is sent to 500 historians, right? Music industry reps, your A&R people, and your producers, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then members of the media. And then it got me thinking. Media. members of the media. You can't even trust the media. Media is a fucking joke. You know, you talk about Republicans watching, what is that, Fox News? They fucking lie too. They're all lying. What's really going on in the world? What's going on in France and their uprising? You don't see that on the news. You see little bits and pieces. Watch it on YouTube. See the real shit. See how police and firemen are joining the rioters, putting down their guns and joining. You don't see that on the news. So I'm looking at the thing and it's like, media. I just laughed to myself. Now I already know the Rock Hall is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, it's great for some of the stuff they got in there, yeah. But come on, man. Seriously. It's fucking ridiculous. So anyway, and then it's voted on, and you'll love this one, Tim. And it said this exactly. For the most deserving bands, singers, and influential people of induction. Most deserving. What's that mean? Oh, you deserve it.
Who chooses who deserves what?
Right. Who decides that? 31 boomers and 9 females? It should be a vote for the people. That's what I think. I think they should just let us all vote. Let us all just chime in on our Googles, man. Right? Let us get on and vote. Fuck the Rock Hall. Fuck their decisions. They're just dumb, man. I just don't get it. How do they even put that together? The media. You really trust the media? How many people out there? Show of hands. Who trusts the fucking media? I mean, not a lot of people. You know, maybe your older generation that you could sheep into it. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. And like how I said, Motley Crue, you read about it, look it up yourself. You know, fact check it. See if I'm right. You know? Motley Crue said they think they're banned. In all these years and all the albums they put out, they've never been nominated. One fucking time? One time. One motherfucking time? They're an amazing band. I may not follow all the music. I listened to it growing up. Girls, Girls, Girls. That album was huge. Kickstart My Heart. Huge. Yeah, but we got it, you know, Cyndi Lauper going in there. Cyndi Lauper. Compared to Motley Crue. How can you even... I mean, I know she's a female and maybe you're pushing the females, but think about all the other great females. Cyndi Lauper. Girls just wanna have fun. Oh, girls! That was great. Tim's hitting the high notes. Fucking A, he's been practicing. So, yeah, I'm going to continue on the Rock Hall here because it pissed me off. And I thought about it this morning when I saw that thing about the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. Kind of made me mad because Cleveland's my home. Rock Hall should be a place that we all think is awesome, you know? But the way they go about their business is crazy. And so I'm gonna list off a few things for you, and this is gonna blow your mind. And these are only a short section of the bands I looked up, but there's over 129 bands that have even higher numbers of not being nominated, and it's gonna blow your mind. So you know who the Commodores are, right?
Absolutely.
So they have been passed up on nomination. Well, first off, they have never been nominated. Okay? Never. Not once. Never put in the Rock Hall. Never been even in an induction ceremony. They have been passed over 24 times. Can you believe that?
Not really.
Blows my mind.
They're amazing.
Can't believe it. You know who Barry White is?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 35 times he's been passed over.
What?
35 fucking times he's been passed over for nomination. Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild, 30 times.
Born to be wild.
Right? Get your motor running. Head on the highway. Fucking A. 30 times you have passed over that band. God damn, that's fucking crazy. I thought I read that. I had to look at it twice. I couldn't believe it. Cher. You know who Cher is? Right?
Babe.
These boots were made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Right? 33 times she has been passed up. Yeah, and sorry, Cher, I fucked up your song. I don't sing it often. Blue Oyster Cult, you know who that band is?
No.
They sing the song Godzilla. Godzilla! History is shows again and again. You know that song? Blah, blah, blah. Godzilla!
It sounds somewhat
I'm
familiar.
sure you've heard it. It's great. They've been passed over 26 times. Massive album sales. Well over 25 years ago. So if your claim the thing is where you have to have an album that is 25 years ago, you know, come on. You guys put Guns N' Roses in before you put Cher in. Before the Commodores. You put Nirvana in. That's fucking crazy. Billy Idol, you know who Billy Idol is, right?
Absolutely.
Nice day for a
White wedding.
right?
It's a nice day for white wedding.
Start again, right? 8 times he's been passed over. Mark Berry produced his album, Rebel Yell.
Really?
Yeah. He produced Flesh for Fantasy. And I think, and Mark, I don't know, I think he produced Eyes Without a Face. All of the big songs. Rob, Dave, Mark Berry produced them. Think about that when you use their name. Mark Berry. So yeah, Alice in Chains, you know them?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like their songs. If I would, could you? Right? 8 times as well, they've been passed over. A lot of these bands, you know, Cyndi Lauper was passed over 15 times before she was nominated this year. That just means nominated. Doesn't mean you're going to get the induction.
So what's the criteria? Do you know the criteria?
Most deserving.
That's it.
That's it.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah, so they send out a form to 500 historians who go over, I guess, bands that are on the list. I don't know. Who even makes this list? I mean, there's millions of bands out there. So what do? Have a computer in front of them and it lists the bands and they look and see who's most deserving? That's so weird, right?
Yeah, that is weird.
What is the criteria? I looked up and there was no list of criteria. It's just most deserving. I don't know. I play guitar. I feel pretty deserving myself.
Talk your shit.
I've been playing for over 25 years. It doesn't say anything about record sales, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about how many albums sold. I mean, is that part of the criteria? I don't know. Why can't we have like Mushroom Head in the Rock Hall? I think they were pretty influential in Cleveland, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to metal, there's a lot of great metal bands in Cleveland. Kid Wicked, Billy Morris's band, it could be in the Rock Hall. Pretty popular in Cleveland. So yeah, that's fucking crazy. But it still gets me. The Commodores never nominated, not one time, and passed over 24 times. And Tim, this is only a partial part of the list. There's 127 artists that this has happened to. It just goes on and on. And you look it up in your phone, you'll find bands in there that fucking blow your mind. I don't know. It's freaking crazy. So that's what I have for you in the news. You know, I just wanted another week of tearing the Rock Hall down, burning that bridge. Yeah, I doubt that I'll ever do a show there. They charge way too much money for bands, way too much for promoters. I think it's crazy. Should open that shit up and should be free. Honestly, it should just be free to Cleveland bands. Should have a whole fucking schedule of Cleveland band, not done by popularity, not done by followers, just all kinds of bands. And I think that's the way to go. And I think Rock Collier is suffering because a lot of people, feel the way I do. You'll get, a lot of visitors. Of course you will. It's the Rock Hall of Fame. You're going to sell a lot of merchandise. It's the Rock Hall of Fame. Get a lot of visitors to Cleveland every year. People go on tours, They're going to go regardless because it's the Rock Hall of Fame. But if you ask somebody on the street, what do you think about the Rock Hall of Fame and all the artists that don't get inducted or nominated, they'll tell you it's a scam. So it's pretty bad, So we're going to continue on playing music. I'm going to take just a quick break, and we're going to go out of order here, Tim. I want to put on, normally we lead out my show with my song, but I want Tim to listen to it because I think he'll like it a little bit. This song is called Bleed Me, right? It's Jeff James and the Black Roses. It's the clip I sent you that's not a YouTube clip. I have to send my stuff wave to Tim or MP3 because for some reason I can't fucking get it to send through the email. So he always has to play it different than we play the other songs. So this song I wrote about this chick named Jenny that I was kind of fooling around with towards the end of our relationship, how it made me feel. And the song's called Bleed Me. Kevin Bogdanowicz is lead vocals. Nico, backing vocals and some lead stuff. I played all the guitar parts, backing vocals, and lead guitar. And Quadraphonic Desperation, this is what it sounds like when you go in your own way, and you practice your art, right? This is what happens. This is my music, so suck it. That was dope. I put a lot of time in that song. Yeah. I put a lot of time and effort in that song. The song took me 3 or 4 months to do. I took a whole year on that album. And I will say this, I have to tell this quad story. Rob, you're not the only one out there that can play lead guitar. There's a lot of guitar players. There's a lot better guitar players than you. A lot better guitar players than me. There's some phenomenal young talent that blows away. But Rob, if you're listening, we sound alike, don't we? I learned from you. I watched you play. You know, you taught me a lot. Yeah, so can you imagine if we played together now, what it would sound like? What a more mature Quadraphonic Desperation would sound like? You know, I'm not doing lead vocals anymore, but I do it for our band. You know, and I have backing musicians. I got other musicians. I got synth players, piano players. It could be amazing. You know, think about it. Reunion show. So yeah, that was Bleed Me. Nico.
I like that.
Nico has a beautiful voice, right?
Yeah, she does.
She's amazing. And she's going to sing on my next album if I do it. Not even sure if I'm going to do it. I'm really loving the radio stuff right now.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And so, you know, I'm going to give a shout out. That was produced by Sean Hensey from Studio Mind in Olmsted Falls. He's very talented. On drums, Neil Witherspoon, the lead singer of Necrobiome. I played drums on every single track. I had the opportunity where I could bring in different drummers, but I thought about, I really like the way he plays. And he does this cool disco beat. You can't really hear it. I mean, if you really listen to it, it's kind of like a disco beat on a lot of those songs. So yeah, that, oh yeah, that was me. You know, I got my voice all nice and raspy and did that part. And then I also did a lead vocal part right before Kevin's, and our voices sound similar, so a lot of people don't catch it. But I'll send out a free T-shirt if you can tell me what part of that song I sang on. You know, you can listen to it. And I'll also say, Tim, you're listening to the demos. You're not even hearing the masters.
Wow.
I had trouble downloading the masters for some reason, so I sent you the demos. That's probably one step before mastering what you heard today. So, you know, there's a little bit of noise in there, and that's what that is. You know, it's not completely defined, but the masters are pretty cool. I still have that fucking cough. I've had it for like 2 months. The East Palestine virus. Yeah, so that was Bleed Me. And that's done by my band, Jeff James and the Black Roses, which I would love to put a band together and get out there and play. You know, and I'll say, so my story about Quadraphonic Desperation was when we were towards the tail end of our album was out and we were starting to work on new material, which I released 2 of the songs that we were going to do for the album, which were my songs anyway. Someday Never Comes and All the King's Archers. But we were in the studio and we were rehearsing and practicing, and you guys wanted to go in a little bit different direction than what I wanted to go in. I was starting to play more rock, and I wanted to start writing more commercial, catchy songs, you know, but you guys wanted to go in the direction of like reggae, electronic dubstep weirdness, and kind of like Frank Zappa. And I just, you know, I was a lyricist. I wanted to get my songs out there. Rob said one time, he goes, nobody cares about vocals. I go, you only don't care because you're a guitar player. And that's all you want to do is play guitar. I get that now because I play guitar. But I still write lyrics. Lyrics tell the story of the song. Isn't that true?
I think so.
Right? Well, what would the song that you had me listen to by your buddy, which we're going to play today, what if that song had no lyrics? It would not tell a story.
Yeah. Still a beautiful song.
it is still the melody is beautiful and everything. And so that's my quad story. They wanted to go in a different direction. I wasn't really feeling it. I want to do some other stuff. And if you listen and hear me sing, I have that Jim Morrison type voice. So we should have did more stuff going towards that. And I will say, I'll tell you this other thing. When we were in that festival somewhere in Worcester, Ohio, when you guys made me sing Stranglehold by Ted Nugent, which, I can't hit those parts. I never could hit those parts. We rehearsed it and realized that I sucked at that song. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. I mean, if you're a singer and you're out in the audience, you'd be like, good God, man, But we rehearsed The Doors, and I'm not sure which song it was, if it was Backdoor Man or one of those, but we had that song down. Like, I had the vocals down, we had everything down. It sounded good. We changed it to make it sound like us. Remember when we did Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and we made it like hard rock, and we added like a jazzy section in the middle of it? That was fucking cool. When we did that Marijuana March, people loved our music, man. We played in the afternoon. You remember that? You couldn't even see the settings on your guitar pedals. It was so fucking sunny out. I didn't even know which one I was hitting. I just knew distortion on one channel, clean on the other, and that's how I went about the day. And that was a good time. Remember, we got T-shirts made and our names were on them. We thought we were big. Yeah, that was awesome. So there's another memory for you. I mean, I don't hate you guys. I never have. I just moved on with my life and forgot about that. I just kept playing guitar, and I had to take care of Crystal. You guys don't know anything about my life and what I've been through. I took care of Crystal for 6 years. I'm sure people don't want to hear some of these things, but I'm gonna speak my truth. I took care of her before she died. Did my best. And Mark was on the show last week. We talked about Crystal, and I found it funny. I don't talk to Mark all the time about Crystal. So I found it funny that when we were talking, he brought up her name immediately. And I thought that was cool. And Mark, if you're out there, and Barry, and you heard that song, and you like it, I've been wanting to get that contract signed by you. We haven't done that yet. It would be great to get the music out there. That would be awesome. And Greg, a little shout out to you prior to that. Last week on the show was cool. I watched that over and over again, except for that crazy fucking echo. But it was kind of funny. When that guy on the Frank or whoever was, echo, bro. It made me laugh. I laughed at a lot of those comments. That one comment where it was like, sitting next to the legend. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. But if you think about it, and you think about it in the big picture, Tim, I'm sitting on Redline Radio.
Yes, you are.
I'm happy to be here. I'm excited, man. They were talking last week in the studio. I hope I don't say the wrong thing here, but they were talking last week in the studio how some of the radio hosts haven't done their shows for a while. That's never going to happen with me, because I love it. And I could only see the only one way it would take me away from coming would be to be ill or sick, and not come in. But everybody that knows me knows that I worked with pneumonia. I've worked with thrown out backs. Unless I can't get out of bed, I'm going. And I'll put on a mask if I'm sick. I'll put a dumpster next to me, a little trash can, and vomit in it if I have to. I'm a man. My dad taught me right. My mom taught me right. My mama. Ma, if you're listening, I love you.
Mama.
Mama. Ooh. Yeah, so my mama said.
My mama said that.
And going to some Forrest Gump and Bobby Boucher. My mama said, yeah. My mama said, you're the devil.
Mama said alligators angry because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
My mama said that happiness comes from rays of sunshine that come down from the sky. Well, mama's wrong again, Bobby.
No, Colonel Sanders, you're right.
Nobody talks about mama like that. Oh, man, The Waterboy. I love that movie. Oh, man. Forrest Gump, what a great movie. I don't care what they say about Tom Hanks. I hear all this crazy shit about weird stuff I'm not even going to bring up on the radio because I don't want to get restricted. But yeah, I hear crazy things about him. But that movie's fucking great. And he was also great in that other war movie. If you could tell me, Matt, the name of it escapes me right now. The D-Day movie where they came up on the beach. That's fucking great too.
I was thinking Saving Private Ryan, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right. It's Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, it's Saving Private Ryan. That's a freaking great movie. Little tidbit about that movie. Do you know that veterans said that was the most realistic beach landing they had ever seen? That's what it looked like and felt like for them. That's crazy. I can't believe that in World War II we stormed beaches, just waves of human bodies. That's just insane to me. Yeah, so a lot of things that we discussed today on the show. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so I mean, like, I just want to say one more thing about Quad before I talk about the next song and what we're gonna play. I just want to say again, men who hide behind fake names are not real men, you know? And it's awful, the things you say, because, it does hurt my feelings that you feel that way about me. But I get it. Totally get it. I left you guys at the peak of our career. We were starting to take off and doing big shows. Like I talked about before, Mark Berry wanted to do a thing for us going to China. That's huge. China, man. China. I'll work a trade deal with China. I always thought he was saying vagina every time he said it. Now I wonder how he says vagina. Probably says China.
Vagina.
Vagina. Melania, give me a vagina. She was hot, right? So speaking about hot chicks, I want to give a shout out to somebody that I've been talking to lately. Miss AJ Chase. I said to you before I came up to do my radio show, that's a fine little piece of ass. AJ told me, she goes, I'm the main dish. I bring it to the table. She goes, I'm no side chick, Jeff. If you're going to go out with me, you're not going to go out with anybody else. AJ's hot. Beautiful girl. And how I know her, she's a musician, of course. AJ has a beautiful voice. She's a great guitar player. She writes a beautiful song. She sang with my band, with Ryan, Beyond Siberia. We had this little side project, or a project, I guess you would call. We never really released the songs. We put them out a little bit, put them on Reverb Nation, but we never really did anything with them. We should look back at that stuff. And stuff that AJ sang on, I wrote some acoustic stuff she sang on, was really, really good. At that time, I wasn't playing the guitar there anyway. So I really didn't have control over the songs, but what I wrote and she sang on was really great. It was called Damaged. And it's about, I felt like after Crystal died, a lot of women looked at me like I was damaged goods. That's the name of the song. And we actually got some radio play in Australia with it, which was really cool. And one thing I will say about Quiet Again is, you guys know this is true. We were big in Australia. They called them the Quad Heads. We had people sending us pictures for us to sign. Do you remember that? Doing that signing, that autograph signing for that kid? That was really cool. So, yeah, our music was big in Australia. United Kingdom, London, we got some radio play. So AJ was the vocalist, and man, you're fucking hot, AJ. And I told you before I came up, I said I'm gonna shoot my shot. In 3 years, I never made a move on you. I watched Ryan take you out for pizza. I heard about how he kissed you after this date. I liked you the whole time. I just didn't say anything because I was still grieving over Crystal, and I had no idea, and I had no game. You know, I didn't date for like 17 years, so I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't make the move. But you came over. I made you dinner. We had, I think we had shrimp stir-fried rice or something like that. Yeah, I think you've had dinner at my house a couple times, and played music together. And I don't think I ever made a move on you. I mean, I told you you're pretty. I always thought so. But I'd like to take you out. You know, doesn't have to be dinner. Maybe we can go play putt-putt. We can do something fun. Get outside. Maybe just take a hike. I don't know. Just talk. But yeah, I want to take you out. And eventually get you in my bed. No, I'm just kidding.
He wants to eat you.
Yeah. We could talk about eating pussy if you want. One of my favorite pastimes. And, I'll admit it. I think I told you. I'm not bad at that. So, I want to play another song. Tim turned me on to this song. And I want to dedicate this to AJ. And I would, if you're listening, I would like you to listen to the lyrics. It's pretty nice. But this is Tim's buddy. And can you tell him the name, Tim?
It's Immature Jaden with Feeling the Love.
I love this. It's super mellow. We're loud and local.
Like, baby, can you feel the rhythm in my body, baby? Like you got my heart beating extra crazy, baby. And I asked you, girl, do you know what love is? I think it's us, girl, me and you against the world. Babe, I got you rocking all these diamonds and these pearls, so baby, can we move to the rhythm of love? Like, come on, girl, let's have some fun. Hey, baby, can we move to the rhythm of love? Like, girl, let's have some fun tonight. Baby, you got my world stopping. Yeah, you drop dead gorgeous. You got my body dropping. Hey, baby, where you going? I want to go. If I could have any girl, you are my go-to. Yeah, you make me feel things I never felt before. Hey, this love is real. And you told me to go, but I'm knocking at your door still. You told me to go, but I'm knocking at your door still. Hey, baby, can we move to the rhythm of love? Like, come on, girl, let's have some fun. Hey, baby, can we move to the rhythm of love? Like, girl, let's have some fun tonight.
AJ, you listening? Let's have some fun tonight, girl. Who do you think? Go out with me? Let me take you out. Let me show you what I'm like. You sent me that message that said, oh, all the guys say that. Yeah, I'm not all the guys. I'm different. And I know you're going to say, well, they all say that. But I am. I'm a good Christian. I put God first in my life. Had to. My life was a downhill spiral, man. I was not in a good place after I lost the love of my life. So, yeah. I've moved on. I'm doing way better. Just like Lisa said on the show last week when I was talking about, like depression and shit like that. She goes, "You're doing way better than when I first met you." I'm like, "Yeah, I have you in my life. I got Redline Radio. I got a platform to speak my mind. And finally, I get to say the things that are going on in my mind on the show." And so, I do want to say this, and Quad, if you're listening, I'm not the best person. I made a lot of mistakes. I probably shouldn't have quit the band the way I did. It was shitty. At the same time, you guys were shitty to me. But in retrospect, I'm not the best guy. Made a lot of mistakes. Used drugs. Didn't do the right thing. But I grew up. And I'm proud of where I am. I'm proud of the things I've accomplished. God damn, I put a whole album out. I spent my money. I spent like $5,000 on that album. I made music videos. I met cool-ass musicians. I mean, really good musicians. I hired studio musicians to play on my album. I want you to know I played all the guitars, lead, rhythm. I did backing vocals, and I did all the keyboard work, except for 1 or 2 songs that I had Megan Denman come in, who's a classic trained pianist, who used my Roland synth that I have and made it sound way better than I ever could. But yeah, I took lessons from her. That's another thing you guys don't know. I took lessons from Megan Denman, one of the best classic pianists in Cleveland. She taught me how to find my root notes. I asked her to show me chords. I didn't take lessons where I put up sheet music. I asked her to teach me to play so I could play with my stuff. And she did that. And I learned. It was hard at first, man. Keyboard's a whole different thing than guitar. But I realized that if I laid my guitar down on my lap, I visioned the keyboard as the guitar, and then that's how I found my notes. And I would just play to my songs all the time. So yeah, I also play keyboards. I own a whole bunch of electronic equipment too. Stuff that I used on the album, like Korg Monotron delays and atmosphere synth guitar parts. So I worked on my craft a lot. But Tim, I'm proud of what I accomplished, and I'm not going to let anybody take it away.
You deserve to feel that way, so we're going to get you into the Rock Hall.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to be in the Rock Hall. I think I want the Commodores to go first. Yeah. So I'm going to continue playing music, and I'm going to do what I want. And AJ, the opportunity is always open. I always say it to you all the time. Come and sing on my album, man. You have such a great voice. Come over the house. Let's write a song together. I've got stuff that I'd love to play for you. We don't even have to get all steamy and lovey. You just play music. That's almost as good as sex sometimes. Not as good, but maybe we could follow up the music with some sex. I don't know. But I'm putting it out there, AJ. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to, come across as something I'm not. I think you're hot. I think you're attractive. I'd like to get together with you. And like I said, let's go out and do something fun. Maybe go see a movie. I haven't seen a movie in years. Tim, I work so much, I don't have any free time whatsoever.
And I can't remember the last time I even sat down to watch a movie.
Yeah, me neither. I get up at 7:38 in the morning. I work on my business. I work on the radio stuff. I go to work. Sometimes I do 2 jobs in one day. Sometimes I'll do 8 hours at one job and have a half hour off and do another 6 hours. I do it all the time. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Friday and Saturday, I probably push 17 hours each day. So when Dave was like, "You didn't know what show you were on," I'm like, "God damn right. I didn't even know what day it was." Lisa's like, "Dude, you need some sleep." I think I had like 4 hours sleep in 2 days. So yeah, I burned the midnight oil. You have to. That's how winning is done. You can't win if you don't put in the work. I wear a bracelet. It says, "With God, all things are possible." But one thing I learned with that is You could pray till you're blue in the face. But if you don't get off your ass and do it, God's not going to reward you. He rewards hard work. And I believe it's true because I've seen it happen in my life. I put in the work. I ask for the blessings. I feel blessed. I'm grateful and thankful. So, yeah, I love that last band. That was good.
I was just one guy.
One guy. See,
And he's 14.
get the fuck out. See what I mean about young talent? Young talent, man. There's so many great musicians out there. And that's something I normally wouldn't even listen to. You know, it's R&B. I love R&B. But it's not something I normally listen to. Last time I listened to R&B, I was having sex with Rachel. I wanted to listen to metal, but she wore the pants. Let me say this about Rachel, too. Hon, when you said to me in my bedroom when your electric was turned off and you were with me, and you said to me, I'm the alpha female, and you better get used to that. I wear the pants in the relationship. That was a turn off for me. Not that I don't and didn't not like when you took control, because for years and years I had to control everything with Crystal. So it was a stress off my back that you took control of some stuff. But not all the time. You can't make your man feel not like a man. And that's how you made me feel. Like I wasn't contributing. The only thing I was contributing to you was money and getting very little in return. And so when you said that to me in the bedroom, and that was right before the breakup, it hurt my feelings, man. I thought I meant more to you than that. But, and that's why I said what I said about having a shit life. You had a good man. You had a man that wanted to be a dad. Your kids called me dad. How do you think that made me feel when we broke up? No longer do I have your kids calling me dad. That hurt. It hurt a lot. And then when you broke up with me at the house the way you did, that devastated me. And unfortunately, you know, you learn from your lessons. And fortunately, you learn from your lessons. And I believe that the reason why I've met so many wonderful women in my life since you is because God has rewarded me. I feel like I broke that cycle, Tim. I feel like I broke that cycle of dating bad, toxic women. And it's made me a better man for it. And the only people I meet now, and I'll be honest when I say this, and it's crazy, but I only meet like-minded people. People that are spiritual, people that believe in love, real love. I'm going to say it on the air now, and I believe this to be true. The only reason that we're on earth is to spread love, to unconditionally love. Like a pet unconditionally loves you. You could smack the shit out of that dog and it's still going to come over and lay on your lap. Isn't that crazy? How animals have unconditional love. I think about that all the time.
It is wild. Like you literally can abuse it and it's still going to come to you.
Yeah.
Looking for food.
And probably give you love if you want it, you know, because they're so forgiving. It's like a child, you know? So, yeah, I believe that the only reason we are here is to spread love. And it's tough in a world like this because everybody hates on you and everybody says mean, awful things, Quad. Pretends to be other people. Men who hide behind fake names are not real men. And life is tough enough without all the hatred. We need to start being a little bit nicer to each other. You know? So, I've been watching a lot of the shows. Grape's show last week made me think about a lot of things. I watched Tim's show. And, you know, I probably get a lot of these times wrong. I'm kind of looking at the schedule now. You know, Tuesdays from 6 to 8 is Timbuktu's show. Of course, you can see Loud and Local, 7:30 to 9:30 on Sundays, which will be off this Sunday. I'm taking the weekend off. I have some plans. 4th and 15. Unscripted, which I was on that show. I'm sure a lot of people don't know that. I did send it out to some friends so they could see it. And talking about balls. I love that name, Balls. Talking about balls with High Dick. Yeah, so I like that show. Those guys are super professional. I mentioned it a few times. I like when they talk about sports. It's pretty funny. One thing that you guys did say on the show that I just want to mention to you, you said that Pittsburgh will be a contender once they get a quarterback. Well, we have a quarterback, motherfucker. His name is Kenny Pickett. He's going to blow away Deshaun Watson.
Wait, you're a Steelers fan?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We're everywhere.
Just when I thought I knew someone.
Yeah. I like the dark side, man. There's a part of me that still likes that dark side. So interesting story. I'll tell you how I became a Steeler fan. I believe I was punished and sent to the bedroom, and not my bedroom because I wasn't allowed to play with my toys. I had to be in mom's bedroom. We had an old TV and had like 3, 5, and 8. That's the only channels it had. Rabbit ears, the whole bit. The big box TV. So I was sitting on the floor and there was nothing to play with, so I put the TV on and I watched the Super Bowl with Pittsburgh and the LA Rams. And I'll also tell you a little tidbit story about before that. My mom forced me and my brother to take dancing lessons. So we had to take ballet. We had to do modern dance.
You had on a tutu?
I did not wear a tutu. I wore sweatpants. But yeah, me and my brother wore ballet shoes. Funny story about that is my mom wanted us to be well-rounded. She took us out to dinner. She did all kinds of stuff with us so that we would be, appreciative of arts and things like that. Music lessons, the whole bit. Played sports, all of it. That was a big part of growing up. We had a pretty much normal childhood, as it could be, as any normal childhood could be. So me and my brother took dance lessons. I remember it vividly because my brother was older than me, 7 years older, and I think I was like 7, maybe he was 14. So being the only 2 straight dudes in ballet, surrounded by gay dudes and girls that, look pretty good. I was 7, so I didn't really notice those things. My brother was 14, and he did. And I remember one day he came to me and said, "Don't you ruin this for me, Jeff. Do not quit. Because if you quit, mom's not taking me anymore." And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Because I didn't want to do it as I thought it was stupid. But he's like, "Don't you ruin this." So, yeah, it was funny. And I get it now, Greg. My brother's name is Greg. 7 years older than me, still living in Cleveland. Yeah, so we took ballet. So the interesting thing is, so I was watching the Super Bowl, right, with the Steelers and the LA Rams. And Lynn Swann caught this incredible pass down the sideline, like jumped and leaped into the air. It was phenomenal. And they announced on TV, they go, Lynn Swann, he took ballet so he could learn to leap and catch like that. That's why he looks so artistic jumping into the air. And I laughed to myself and thought, I took ballet too. Finally, a NFL player who's tough as shit just caught a pass and they're talking about ballet. I'm like, I fucking love this team. So that's how I became a Steeler fan. It validated taking ballet. Which, I'll admit I took ballet. We did all kinds of dance. And I did tap dance too. That's what the funny part. I still remember doing tap dance. I was actually fucking pretty good at it. Which is funny, but it was good. So, we did tap dancing and all kinds of crazy stuff. And yeah, that's my Steeler story. And then, yes, Tim, I am a Steeler fan. So once football season starts, and that's really the only sport I follow, you're probably gonna not like sitting next to me doing shows because I am a huge Steeler fan. So yeah, that's that story.
I don't hate the Steelers, so
They're a good team, man. I mean, you like who you like. That's all there is to it. Like, I worked with a guy that was a Denver Bronco fan. I mean, I'm sure the Browns hate the Denver Broncos for what Elway did to him. So yeah, he was a Denver fan. So he used to wear his jerseys all the time. So, you know, I wore my Steelers shit. But, you know, I get in Cleveland. Cleveland hates Pittsburgh and vice versa. So it goes back and forth. So anyway, you know, talking about the show, I want to talk about some of the shows coming up. I have my big show June 17th at the Foundry. It's my first show back into promoting concerts. And I make this the best show I could possibly do. And Dave, I know you're listening. We were talking about show promotions and flyers and stuff like that. And don't be worried. I know you're sponsoring, and I got my shit going. I got my shit up. I'm always promoting it. But yeah, we got 4 bands. Still in Darkness kicks off tonight, followed by Necrobiome, followed by Antimatter. I say it all the time. The Tri-C High School Rock Off finalists. Antimatter. Young guys, high school age, gonna tear it up. And then I have headlining Oblivia, which is, we played them last week, and we're gonna play them again this week, leading out the show. Because you might have to look through your shit to find it, but it was on the last show. They're freaking phenomenal. I was listening to the song, you know, like they have a lot of different influences and they do a bunch of different stuff. But the song that we listen to kind of has, in my opinion, like a country rock type vibe. And Lisa listened to it and she's like, wow, I really like these guys. You know, another band we had last week on the show, and I don't know how much time we got left. You got 10 minutes, is Carla Lynette. That song, Superstar, is catchy. I was dancing along with it. So, yeah. We've played some good music, haven't we, Tim?
Yeah, we have. These are all your choices, so they've been pretty amazing.
Yeah, I like to mix it up a lot. So that's what you'll get when you come see my shows. You're going to see different styles playing together. When we do that punk show, we're going to have all different types of styles of punk rock. We're going to have Massive Hot Dog Recall on that show.
Hey.
That's ska. Ska falls into the punk realm. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to bring back Neon Straitjackets, who we did the show review last week of, where I had an amazing time. Maybe I can get Franklin Dead Rose to play a show. You know, they're great too. So this is Oblivia.
Hold on, not yet.
Oh no, we got to back it up.
Fake out.
Tim's faking me out over here, Lisa. I'm gonna make a phone call to you. I think you did that on purpose. No, I love you, Tim.
Love you too, buddy.
You're a great producer.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And I know you have a show Sunday.
I do.
Where is it again?
It is at the House in Euclid.
Because I'm off.
Okay, dope.
I want to come.
Yeah, it's in the House in Euclid. It is performing. It is rap, mostly rap, and I think it's R&B gonna be in there rap too. But I'm the co-host.
Okay,
it's gonna be filmed.
Afterwards, give me all the details. I'm coming.
Yeah,
and yeah, we're gonna have a rapper on my show soon. It's called Speedbot. Speed Boys. Okay. I'm sorry if I get it wrong, man, but I'll get it right next time I'm on. But yeah, we're gonna play Oblivia.
Here we go.
And here we go. This is Oblivia, Cleveland, Ohio. We're loud and local. Thank you so much for a great day. And fuck you, Rob and Dave.
When you're held by elements combined, your nucleus attracts my operatic touch. Together we can feel whatever we want. Streamline, fly with me sometime. Together we can make it just a little bit better. Just chill with me and find. Every word unspoken leaves us all broken. Every other sound completes my next rhyme. You're my simile, close enough to what I mean. Together we can make historical lines. Connect each dotted line. Through this maze you will find. Crazy you make me feel inside. Just by things you say. Just by perfect alibi. Your little white lie. I'm in a world of make-believe. Feed this fire of a fantasy. Fireflies, we kiss the sky. You can be my light, show me the way, and I can be your night of chivalry. Every word unspoken leaves us all broken. Every other side completes my next rhyme. You're my simile, close enough to what I mean. Together we can make historical bonds. Connect each dotted line through this maze you will find. Crazy you make me feel inside. Just by things you say. Just by things you say. When you're held by elements combined, Nicholas attracts my operatic touch. Together we can feel whatever we want. Every word unspoken leaves us all broken. Every other side completes my next rhyme. You're my simile, close enough to what I mean. Together we can make historical bonds. Connect each dotted line through this maze you will find. Crazy you make me feel inside. Just by things you say. Just by the things you say. Just by the things you say. Connect each dotted line through this maze you will find. Crazy you make me feel inside. Just by things you say. Just by things you say. Just by things you say. Just by